Hi everybody, it's Kat. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, I'm sorry. Um, I just want to get through some things pretty quickly today because I have a lot that I wanted to cover. First and foremost, let's update on how much I weighed today. Today I weighed in at 177.2. Now, the last time I updated you guys, I believe it was Friday, and I was at 173.8. Yes, 173.8. I then made my refeed period Saturday, so the day right after Friday, and I weighed in at 173.2. So that would have been my lightest that I have been this go round, this weight loss cycle. And after eating, I ended up gaining 4 pounds, which is not really unheard of. We'll get through that. So when I woke up, I immediately had like some food ready to go. So like I got ready and everything, and I ended up having some croissants and 2 bananas. Now for me, it's a lot of calories. The croissants were a couple of servings. It ended up being like roughly 620 calories and 200 calories for the bananas, so about 800 calories. Now, one thing that I wanted to do, like when I refeed, is to practice some of those maintenance strategies that I was talking about earlier, where I would check on my fullness level, where I would journal and document my calories. For some reason, I did not document those initial calories that I had in the very beginning of the morning. I was going to go to a bakery and pick up some things for an event that I was having at work. I went to that bakery and I ended up eating some things there that I bought. Then when I got to work, I had one of the it was like this Brazilian chicken thing. I know the name of it, but I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try. So I had that, and I had, asked myself, I'm like, how full am I in a scale to 1 to 10? And I felt like I was pretty much like 7. I was definitely getting to that full territory. So when I ate that in the morning, it was like 6:30 a.m. that I ate all of that food. So then we fast forward to lunch. At lunch, I wasn't really hungry, so I got something at Publix. I got chicken tenders, cream spinach, and I got like a thing of thin Oreo thins, or the thin Oreos. I wasn't going to eat the whole thing, but I was going to eat some servings out of it. I ended up having 2 servings of Oreos and just a couple of bites out of my food, and I was pretty much tapped out. Again, I asked myself, how full am I? I felt like I was like at a level 6, so I didn't eat anymore. So then after I finished work, I decided to consume my lunch. So I had all of my lunch at that time. And again, I was like, how full am I? And I felt like I was anywhere between a 6 and 7 in terms of fullness. I had something that I had to do a little bit later on. So it was like 6:30, and I looked at my calories for the day, and I said, I'm at like 2,300 calories. Usually I like to shoot for 3,000 calories, and I have a lot to play with, so I think I'm gonna get something to eat. And what did I want to eat? I wanted croissant and banana again. So I got the croissant and the bananas to eat, and again, that's like roughly 800 calories, so that would have capped me over at around 3,000 calories. I did forget some goldfishes that I had, which is, not that bad. It would have been like 200 calories. So if that put me over, that would have been fine. However, after eating, like while I was eating the croissant and the bananas, I was thinking to myself, I'm pretty full. Like I'm at an 8, veering on 9. I'm pretty full. And this was like halfway through eating the croissant banana situation. And I was like, yes, but I'm not at 3,000 calories yet, so let me go ahead and eat this because it's going to be a few days before I eat again. I finished eating all of that stuff, And then later on in the night, I was going over everything and I was transferring it into my notebook. And I realized I had forgotten what I had eaten in the very beginning of the morning, the croissant and the banana, basically 800 calories. So I was now at like 4,200 calories, and I wasn't actually at 2,300. It was like 2,300 plus the 800 from the morning that I forgot, and then I added another 800 on top of that later on. So the reason why I wanted to bring this story up is because there's something to be said about being full and honoring your fullness. Like, if I had simply just been like, I'm good for the day, I don't have to eat anymore, even though I'm at 2,300, I don't have to eat anymore. I feel very content. I'm at a 7 in terms of, or 6 or 7 in terms of fullness. I literally don't have to eat anything else. I can close out the day. I will be fine. But instead, I thought I had more room to play with, and I ended up eating more and miscalculating things and eating way more food than I needed to eat for that day. I ended up feeling a bit sick because I just felt so stuffed. I was then at like a very uncomfortable feeling where my stomach actually was in pain because I felt like I ate so much. So definitely in the 10 category, 9, 10, where that's just too full and there was no reason for me to be that full. So, that was a fun little story that I wanted to like talk to you guys about. If you're using these different methods to check how full you are, to see if you're really hungry, and more importantly, it's okay to throw away your food. I think another aspect of me eating the croissant and the banana instead of stopping when I felt like it was too much is the fact that I'm not going to be eating for a couple of days. So I'm going to either have to save this or throw it away. And if I saved it, the banana was going to go bad, the croissant probably would go stale. So it was not really going to be a save, it was going to be a throwaway. And that's something that I'm battling, like that feeling of not wanting to throw away food, and also the feeling of thinking about, if I save this food, it's not going to be viable later, so I'm just going to eat it now. So those are a number of things that I'm slowly working towards. Okay, so another thing I wanted to talk about, there's a book that I have been reading. I'm currently rereading it again, and it's called Emotional Eating for Trauma Survivors by Diane Petrella. She talks about like this concept of trauma and how it affects how you use food to soothe. And she talks about this child that, it's storm, it's thunder outside, and she goes to her parents' room to get some self-soothing. And her parents take her in and they soothe her or whatever so that she's able to go back to bed, or maybe she stays in bed with her parents and she feels comforted. And she gets to learn over time how to comfort herself instead of using her adults for comfort or anything else, like, for comfort. And then she talks about another situation with another child, same situation. She goes to her parents for comfort, and her parents are like, I'll give you something to cry about. And so it becomes a situation where her parents are creating anxiety. They're supposed to be able to comfort her, to give her love, to help her get ease from like tough situations, but she is living in a very anxious and anxiety provoking situation where she can never truly feel comforted, and she hasn't learned to develop those skills to comfort herself. And you can understand why someone like that will turn to food. However, there was another example given of a person who like has an event to go to with friends, and she's really excited to go to this event. However, because of her excitement and happiness for this event, she turns to food. So then you ask yourself, well, what's going on with this person? She is excited and she's happy. Why is she turning to food? But for this particular individual, they probably have difficulties with positive emotions. They're not used to positive emotions. They're not used to those forms of expression. And that could be the anxious element in and of itself. And I really identified with that because I feel like I don't have full range of expression when it comes to happiness and excitement. I don't really express those because those weren't always present in my upbringing. And so those expressions oftentimes would bring negativity. And so I avoided basically being expressful, I guess, if that's a term. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to bring that up to you for the sake of maybe reading the book and learning more about emotional eating and more about some stressors that might be causing you to eat in excess and, basically be stressed over anything in your life and using food to compensate for it. That's all I have for you today, and I hope to, I guess, talk more about, food related situations. This is awkward. But, anyways, I will talk to you guys soon.